So I will go to my folder structure. So maybe I created one live one. So this is a live one. I just now created using React app, create React app. So we will build this live one as a boilerplate. So boilerplate means we will put some code in it, which are already a lot of things are already there. We just need to use that code in our application.
So this boilerplate can be used to get started with any project.
Right. So before starting any project, we will use this boilerplate. So I don't need this one. We will create this custom of our own files. I'll delete whatever is not needed. Okay. So let's delete all whatever is not needed. So this is my app.js. Let's start with our index.js file. So index.js file, we need the what you call as Redux and all. So we will install that Redux and all, and then so we will say, let's say we created this project, and then I will go into the README, and I will put the steps here. So what was the step 1? I created the project, create React app, and I will give the name, project name. This is the first step I did. Then I go to project name, and then I will install the utilities, like I will install npm install Redux logger. I will install React Redux. I will install Redux dash thunk. I will install Redux dash
promise
dash where, and I'll say save. So this is one project, and we may also use the routing. So we may also install the React router in our project. So maybe I can also say React dash router to install this. So we will run this step, and whenever we start a new project, this step should be common. We have to do this, and then on top of it, we will put our files, which will give us the starting point to start the project. So let's run this one. I will paste it, and I'll say enter it. Okay. So also, if we have any other component we want to use, or if we want to use any component in our application, we will install that also. So this is the basic thing kind of thing. On top of it, let's say you are using 10 different components you want to use. For example, I just show you one React YouTube or any other map one. You have to find some map one. So you can install that custom components in that. And every component which they provide, they give you the file code, how you have to use it.
Okay. So components can be what? Like, I think I'm getting confused. Component is we also use inside.
Okay, so that
React directory.
Yeah, that component or React. Let's say you want to integrate YouTube in your React application, so that so you have to install this npm install React YouTube, and then once you want to put some YouTube video, you have to call this lines of the code in your any of your component with the video ID, the ID which YouTube provides. You have to provide height, width, and autoplay. These are the optional features, and this is the way you have to use it in your application. they have given you the code how to use this component. This is called external component. The component which we have used, that is the internal component. So this is called as, let's say, third party React code. You can call it that way. So they have given you how to use this one. So whatever feature you want to install, once you go to their page, they will give you the lines of the code how to use it in your project. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of this third party library which we will use today in our project is autocomplete, Google autocomplete. So if you have a text
Okay.
box,
Yeah.
you can put the your city name, and it will give all the nearby cities so that you can choose whichever this.
Okay. So, when we are searching mostly, yeah.
Right. So that custom component, we will do the project using that one. So that is called npm install react dash google dash autocomplete, and I will say save.
Okay.
So this is custom component. This is nothing to do with our this boilerplate, because every component will be different. So
Right.
maybe you don't install it in your boilerplate. You can install it later on. So I will not install now, but once we will complete our boilerplate, I will install it this
Okay.
after that.
Okay.
So this is the next step. Now, if I go to my index.html, I always use Bootstrap in my application. So I will go in the public folder index.html. I will put the link to Bootstrap like this. This is the real link to the Bootstrap, the Bootstrap file, because my all application uses Bootstrap, so I can use this Bootstrap, or I can get the code and save it locally, and I can use that file. So let's say I create one file. So this CSS file, I will put it in the public folder only. I will create one folder called as CSS. The CSS, I will create one file called as bootstrap.css, and I will grab all the Bootstrap code and I'll put it here. So, and instead of now calling the URL, third party URL, I will just call CSS bootstrap.min.css. So it will go directly into my CSS folder and get it from there. So now I don't have to go to the any public URL. I will get it from here only. So this is the change I do always in my project. I put this bootstrap CSS. Now I will go into the index.js, and I will try to create some code which should be present in all my application. So app is fine, and I will call Redux from here. So I will say import provider from React dash Redux. This we did how we use the provider.
Yeah.
I will also say import store from dot. I will create store.js. Store.js, and then in the render, I will call as provider
Store
equal to store, and then I will wrap around app provider. So this is all about my index page.
And why do we do document.getElementById? I forgot.
Okay, this element ID is there in the index.html.
Index.html, yeah.
So where we want to inject all our code inside this.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I will save this, and now it will give some error. Let's see if because I did not create the store.js, so it will give error. I'm starting it. Okay, so store.js is not there, so it's giving the error. Let's go there and create the store.js. So I will right click it, and I will create a new file called store.js.
Right.
So store.js, I will say import, create, store, combine, reducers, apply middleware from from Redux.
Redux. Mm.
Then I will import, create. This is one
Next,
time, so you don't have
logger. Mm.
to repeat it every time.
Okay.
Once we make a boilerplate, next time we will just get this code
Just
and
use them. Mm.
right. So no need to do it every time. So then I will say
And
import.
in React Redux interviews, how are those interviews? Like they give you a project or uh,
Interview, interview they just ask what are the life cycle, uh,
hmm.
or they can give you some project, do it in the
Okay.
React or Angular because generally people don't know much React, so they have past experience with Angular. They can do some people do in Angular, some people do in React also. So
Right,
depending
right, right.
how much
Okay.
comfortable do that.
Okay.
Import promise from Redux promise middleware. This is for Ajax call.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will create one reducer which is not really used in my application but boilerplate. I will create one reducer called as this reducer, and then if I need to create other reducers, I will copy this code and paste it like that. So I need one reducer, which is a sample for me to start creating other reducers. So one reducer, I just name it as my reducer, which will be not the part of this application, but this is some sample template which I will
Mm-hmm.
create it so that when I want to create new reducer, I should not be confused. Oh, what is the syntax for creating reducer? I will get this my reducer and then copy paste it to another reducer and I will manipulate it.
Right.
So this is just a sample one reducer. I will create one sample action, one sample reducer, or one sample component, and then
Mm-hmm.
will be the boilerplate. So reducers. It will be in the reducers folder, and its name will be my reducer.js. And then
Mm-hmm.
I have one store also create store. I'll put combine users, and in the combine users I will put object. One object will be my reducer.
Mm. This will be the reducer file, right?
Right, it will be reducer file.
Mm.
And initial state is empty object.
Mm.
I'll put apply middleware, and in the middleware I will put
Thunk and
create.
promise.
Yeah, one is create logger.
Oh yeah, create logger.
Thunk. This create logger generally I put to see what is in console.log. Let's say tomorrow, if you want going to prod, you can delete it from that. This
Okay.
for your check what's happening in the application.
Okay.
Okay, so you may not use it in your application, real application. This may be, for your knowledge purpose, you have to put it what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will export default. So I'm exporting this store so that it can be taken. Now, still now there will be error because we did not create this reducer. So let's create this reducer. So one folder I create is called as reducers. Second folder I will create is components.
Mm.
Third folder I will create is container.
Containers. Mm.
The components which use the reducers, Redux, it will go into the containers.
The dumb components, right?
Some components will go into components.
And
Intelligent
app.js.
components,
Yeah.
app.js is intelligent, it will go into the containers.
Right.
Containers is something intelligent components.
Okay.
Or some people, they don't confuse it. They put all components in the components folder.
Got it.
So we can also do that. We will delete this one. No need to confuse ourselves. All
Okay.
components will go into the components.
Okay.
This is my way of creating the boilerplate. If you go in the market, there will be many developers. They have their own way of doing it.
Yeah.
So just try to listen how I'm doing it. Maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow, if you feel someone is making more appropriate way of doing it, you can use that one also. This is something I learned it and I use it in my application.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I will create a new folder. So you will know at least this way. But tomorrow, if you see some video and you like that video, which gives a more proper structuring,
Hmm.
this is something I saw some person doing it and I like it and then I used it in
Right.
my project.
Okay.
So it's no, there's
And
no
it
hard and
covers
fast.
pretty much everything. So
Right,
yeah.
right. So and there's no hard and fast tool kind of thing.
Right.
So you can use anything. Okay.
Constants.
Yeah, constants. New folder called as constants. And I will create in the reducer. I will create a new file called as my reducer.js. In the component, I will maybe put app.js inside the component, and I will put some more components as a boilerplate. Let's create one action. I will create a new action called as my action.js, and in the constants, I will create a new constant called as my constant.js.
Mm-hmm.
Some people rename it to JSX because actually whatever we are doing in the React language called as JSX. So some people don't like to put JS name, they put JSX.
It's the same. Like it'll work the
It's the
same way.
same. It's the same. Only the
Okay.
naming is different.
Oh,
I,
because it's using ES6. That's why.
no, ESX can be used here also. The JSX is the language which is used in the React. So
Okay.
when we put HTML inside the JavaScript, that is JSX language.
Okay. Okay.
So
HTML
people
inside the JavaScript. Yeah. Yeah.
So people try to put JSX name, but I prefer JS. Some people like JS only because this is used to us, so I use JS.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So if you go in some company, they may use only JSX. So you have to use JSX. Some
Okay.
companies will use JS, so you have to use JS. Depending on what company is doing, you have to follow the same.
Mhm.
So we created this one. Let's see, any other thing is needed. Okay, I put app.js in the component folder. So my index.js should refer from the components folder,
Mhm.
not directly app. So I'm calling from component folder. Now let's go and build all the sample one. First, I'll go to the my reducer one. So here I will say constant my reducer equal to, it's an arrow function, and I have semicolon, and I will export default my reducer. And here also I will import my constants because all constants will come from my constant. So I will say import my constant from, I'll go one level up, then I will go constants folder, then I will go to my constant.js folder, my reducer. I will say state is equal to, I will put some empty initial value, maybe called as data null,
Mhm.
and here in the function,
Oh, this is where we define all the state and all. Yeah.
right, and it also gets one action, one parameter, the state is equal to default value. I'm passing default value directly here. I could have created the constant initial state equal to, I would have done like this also. That is also same thing. I can do like this. The state is initial state, the default one, and then I call the action, which will change the state based on what we need. I say switch action dot type, and here I will say case. I'll put one case as from the constant. It will come from the constant, be as sample. and here I will say state equal to dot state, and maybe data colon action dot payload.
And
I will say break. More action can come later here, but this is just sample in my boilerplate, so I put only one case statement and one will default, doing nothing. And in the end, I will return it. It is written in the end. So this is my default. This is my just sample, my reducer. Now let's go to the constant and create constant here. So it will be constant. My constant is equal to an object. It's a simple object with key value pairs. So I have sample, some text called as sample, and it will go on adding if we have a bigger. It will go on adding. I will say export default.
My constant.
So this is my constant. Now let's go to the action and create one action. Where is the action? Okay, this is action. So let's create the action. I'll import. Here also I'll call my constant. Constants. My constant.js, and I'll say export constant sample. It will be sample is equal to, it will be arrow function, and here I can pass parameter, or here I don't pass parameter. Same thing. I will say return, and here I will say type equal to my constant dot sample, which I created in the my constant. This one sample. So I say my constant dot sample, and it is same used in the reducer. So I have same variable also. And then I will say payload of 10, for example. Just I'm passing. In real world, I will be passing some number here and
value.
But since this is a boilerplate, I will just put some dummy one. Okay, so this one was my action. We have constant, we have reducers. Now let's create some. We have component, right? Let's put something in the component. So right now this one will be calling as hello world, but here we need to add a couple of the functions which we created. Which we created in the, in our reducer. You remember? To call the reducer, we will put also that in our code so that we can use that whenever we need. For example, I will create the two functions map.
The state to props and dispatch.
So I'm putting that code to start the things. Tomorrow it may not be in the app.js. My application may have file in some different place also. So I'm just creating a sample so that I don't need to go back in my document and get it that one. So just, everything should be in this boilerplate. Function. This is my one of the function I need to call map state to props. Return. Since it has state passed, that means whatever is in the state, I can use that. I will just put sample, and it will be state dot sample reducer. What is the reducer we put here? Maybe let's check here.
My reducer.
So my reducer. So let's use this as state dot my reducer. So this is my one of the map to props. And then I will also put
dispatch.
props. So it will take dispatch and it will be arrow function. And it will return. So this one will be getting all the actions kind of thing here. So since it will be getting all actions, we need to call actions here also. So let's first create function and then I will call the action. So for example, I will say call sample and it will be a function, arrow function. So here you can say dispatch. In the dispatch, I want to put the action name, which I have. The action name is a sample. Maybe I can say sample here. I will open bracket, close bracket. So in the dispatch, we are calling the action, and action will pass this one curly bracket, and that will go in the reducer, and reducer will update the state based on that one.
Right.
So since we have to put the sample, so we need to call the sample here. So I will say import sample from actions my action.js.
Yes.
Now why I have used the curly bracket? Not since my action may have many actions, exporting as a default action. I'm exporting each as a separate action. So when I go to the app.js, I need to put the curly bracket. And if you remember previously when we were building, we were not putting the curly bracket. We were not putting bracket because it was export default. But since my action does not have default, so we need to put the curly bracket, otherwise it will not work.
Yeah, okay.
So this
I think in last time we just used set name action, set age action from action.js, yeah.
Right. So we have to put inside the curly bracket.
Can you repeat, like, why are we doing curly bracket again?
We are putting curly bracket. The reason is in the action we don't have a default export. If we have default export like this, and we don't need to put a curly bracket. Like here, we did not put the curly bracket here because in the my constant we have the only one variable going, and that is going as a default one. We don't have multiple export statement. If we have multiple export statement, like in action we may have another action like sample2. We may have multiple export. So
then we don't need a curly. Yeah.
Right. So we have to put in the curly bracket.
Okay, got it.
Curly bracket means it does not have default export, and we are getting it from the export only.
Got it.
So I can get multiple one.
Okay.
So let's call this one function to see live if it's working. I will hit one button on click. I will call this function. So to call this function, I can say. So I have to say this dot props dot call sample dot bind this. There is also another way. If we don't want to use the bind, I can call this on click. I can call an arrow function. In the arrow function, I will directly say this dot props dot call sample without putting the bind statement. So this is another way which we can do.
So arrow function replaces bind, is it?
Yes. So once we use arrow function, we can avoid the bind statement.
Okay.
Let's see if we get any error. We have to fix that one. Let's see. Okay. So
bind was used to call a function which can be used later on, right? Like, like calling back a function which could be used later on. So arrow function, like how did the arrow function replace it? Like it's just that this.
So hey, 1 second. कौन है? क्या हुआ? हाँ? टाइम है 11:30. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. So generally we can use bind whenever
Huh.
we want to use function inside the JSX.
Hmm.
We have to use the bind.
Hmm.
But when we use arrow function, it does not need bind. It can directly call the function.
Got it. Got it.
So
Okay.
internally it might be doing in the React, but it does not need any bind when we use arrow function.
Arrow function. Okay.
Okay, let's move further now. Okay, so now let's see what warning I'm getting. Okay, sample 2 I created, but I did not use it. So right now delete the sample 2 for now.
Hmm.
And in the app.js, I will not call the sample 2.
Hmm.
And I will refresh it. Oh, let's see. So map state to props is used, but never used it. Okay, we will use it later on. 1 second. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, we want to check it's working fine or not. So when I click this, I'm getting error. Let's see what the error is. This sample call is not a function. Okay, let's check what is coming as a props.
Hmm.
Console.log this.props. Okay, so we did one. We did not did the one step, and that step is called the connect part in the
App.js. Yeah.
yeah. So we have to connect it here in the our application.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the connect was we were using
Yeah.
connect. So
Yeah.
I will say import connect from React Redux,
Hmm.
and then we have to use connect here. Connect has to be used like I will say export default connect, and this one. Then there will be app. And if I go inside this
Map
one,
state to props and yeah.
map state to props, and there will be map dispatch to prop.
Props.
Now
Hmm.
okay, so we have call sample. We have sample here with data null because initially the data is null, and this
Mm-hmm.
sample is coming from this place,
Hmm.
and this sample is coming from this place.
Hmm.
So if I click me, action is called where previous state is data null, action is sample, payload is 10, and the new state is my reducer data is 10. And if I go
Hmm.
to sample, now the sample is getting data 10 because it is updated with the 10. And
Mm-hmm.
this sample data is updated with the 10. So this
Hmm.
whole thing is working fine. Let's also display the value of the uh, props dot. I have to put, I have to go into the sample. So whatever the state value is there, I am displaying that.
Hmm.
So that is, let's put, let's see now. So right now, initially, the data is null. So you will get in the sample data null.
Null. Hmm.
So when I click this, the action is passed, dispatched, and it goes to the reducer. It updates the data with the 10, and I'm able to see this 10 data here.
Hmm.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
How we are getting it?
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
Okay. So this becomes our my sample one.
Hmm.
This kind of is a boilerplate to my application.
Hmm.
If I use a lot of Ajax request, I put that also in my boilerplate. So for example, let me add that also, whatever code I have for my, for my
Exactly.
Ajax one. If
Hmm.
I use Ajax lot in my application, I need that code also because I don't want to go and find it again and again. So I should have that.
Oh, that promise. thing, reject
Right.
resolve, right? Yeah.
So let's get that thing here. And let me see which was the project we did. This is something we did in the React, not the. Okay, let's see. Let's see the fetch URL. Let's find out exactly. I created so many projects.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where I used this last time. Which one was the project? I think project 12 was the last time. No, project 12 is not the last time project. It's Redux 3 only. See the code there. Let's see. Let's find out.
Mm.
So I created last time that the action with the thunk and all, promise and all. So I
Oh
need that
yeah.
code also in my boilerplate. So I
Mm.
may be using that also in my application a lot.
Mm.
So
You
I'm
had
trying
that in user action.js, I think. Yeah.
user action. Which one was the folder name? Do you remember where I
Ah,
worked that on? I don't remember the project which I used last time.
project. Maybe. No, not this. Yeah.
Okay,
It
then
was
let's.
an actions folder and then user actions. Yeah.
Okay,
Source and then actions and then user actions. Yeah,
right.
maybe this.
Let's, yeah,
Actions and then user actions. Yeah.
right. So for example, I will also grab this and I will put it in my sample action. So I will put sample 2 with this code. Though I will not be using this one, I'll just want the code here so that I can copy it in other place. So
Mm-hmm.
just I need this code in my boilerplate. I don't want to use this. I just want this code so that I can change the URL and use it for some other purpose.
Mm.
So I just put it here, that code.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if I want to use it, I will put the URL here and I will use this in another action.
Yeah.
Okay, so only thing is we don't have this one. Let's keep this same for now. For now, I'm putting it. So the only purpose I'm putting it here so that I can copy the code and use it. I don't want to have to go here like today I'm finding,
Mm.
similarly, I don't need to find it. It should be in my code base, in my boilerplate so that I can
Mm.
use it quickly.
Mm.
So that one was this is all my boilerplate.
Mm.
So let me see if it's working fine on the page. Yeah, it's working fine. So what I will do, will go here and I will go in the live, go in the source, or I will right click this source, or let me go inside the source. I don't want to. Okay, let's go here and zip that one. Okay, so this is my boilerplate. This 7z source.7z.
Mm. Okay.
I can use as a Redux boilerplate.
Boilerplate.
Okay, let's do it as a file, not a 7z file. Okay, so now I will put it in the Google Docs and then I will share with you. You can use
Okay.
that whenever you want.
Okay.
So this I will put it in Google Docs. And it will sync in sometime with the real Google Doc on the web and then I can share it.
Okay.
Okay, so now based on this boilerplate,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so based on this boilerplate, we will create one application.
Right.
Okay, so I have already this boilerplate ready. So whenever if I want to start something, I will take this all file and then I will start on top of it.
Hmm.
So the first thing I told you, we need to install for our application, we need to install that Google Autocomplete as
Oh
a
yeah, the
component.
custom component. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will install that custom component. Okay, this
Hmm.
one. Let's install this one and then we will start our project. So it's
Hmm.
very simple. You have done everything. Just we are repeating the steps so that you will get how we do this project. This is a
Right.
very simple one. From next time, we will
We'll
do.
do complex ones. Yeah.
Okay, so I will install this one and I'll say enter. So this application is only to understand that we are using our boilerplate and we are making something from that boilerplate.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'll start npm start. Okay, so this is my first page.
Hmm.
Now I will go to my reducer. I will create another reducer also. But before going to reducer or action or component, we will build some UI for my application, and then I will know what reducer I have to create, what action I
Okay.
have to create.
Okay.
Let's go and build the UI for my application.
Hmm.
So here I will set this
Hmm.
class equal to
Some search box, is it?
container. Right now it's container because
Okay.
Bootstrap likes container kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hmm.
I will also give you the CSS and this one also. I only give you the source copy. I will give you CSS and index.html for your Bootstrap. So you need to replace that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So here I will start with some H1 and here I will say nearby locations.
Hmm.
And then since I install this autocomplete, I
Hmm.
will I will use this autocomplete, and to use this autocomplete I have to call this autocomplete. So to call this autocomplete, first I have to import it. So let's import that autocomplete.
Hmm.
So here I will say import autocomplete from React Google autocomplete. This document you will find how to import, how to use it in the documentation of React Google
Right.
autocomplete. So this
Right.
is nothing coming from my mind or so anything from the React world. It's already there in their documentation.
Hmm.
So if I say autocomplete, here I will use this autocomplete, and here I can pass some parameters for my autocomplete. For example, class name. I will say form control. This is Bootstrap class
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
And second thing, I will say types. So you have to say types. In the types, you have to go to the Google Docs. In the map, they have given different types. So one of the type is called as cities, that user can only search the cities. Another one is called the geolocation, something is there.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That
Hmm.
will search the exact address also. So depending on
Okay.
your, you can choose the cities or the exact address. Right
Right.
now, my application only does the cities. I can give you the code for that also, how to search the exact address that is used
Hmm.
in one of the project. I, I
Okay.
can I can grab that also. I have used in one of my project. So let me go in one of the project I have used it. That is C list. In the C list, you see where I have used it.
Search.
Yeah, so this is one for the geocode. If you put this geocode, it will
It'll
take
give the
all
exact.
the address, all the
Okay.
address. And if you use this as a called as cities like this,
Ah.
take all the cities.
Okay.
It will not search exact address. If you put geocode, it will search exact address.
Address. Okay.
Next parameter which I want to pass is on place selected. So whenever user select the place, what to do?
Hmm.
For user select a place, that is you to write your custom code, whatever you want to say. So I will start with curly bracket end, and here I will say I will create an arrow function, and this arrow function takes one parameter.
Hmm.
That parameter is called place.
Hmm.
And then I will see what is coming inside the place. For example, I will do console.log of place. What is coming in the place? When you put any address and try to search it,
Hmm.
you want to see what is coming inside this place.
Place. Hmm.
Okay, which place is coming in this. So this is my autocomplete. Right now I want to just do this part and see how it looks, kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, so there is some problem. Let's see. So I call this autocomplete Google Map reference config.
Hmm.
Let's see why we get so many errors. This is a component it's giving error. See this React Google autocomplete. So it is in the component we are getting the error.
Hmm. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, that when we were importing. Hmm.
Yeah. No, importing is fine. Now, since we are using Google autocomplete,
Hmm.
we should also include their script. So Google always gives the script to be added in
Okay.
the page. Otherwise, you won't be able to use it. You won't be able to use the map functionality or the autocomplete functionality.
Hmm.
So I will put it in the chat. So this key you can get it from the Google place. I will show you how to get that key. Right
Hmm.
now you can take this one. This every person's key is different. For me, it's different. For you, it will be different.
Okay.
I will show you how to get that key.
Okay.
So I have to include this map API in my application. Otherwise, I won't be able to use Google API.
Okay.
Okay. So now if I refresh, I don't
Where
get
did
it.
you add that key? Sorry, where did you add that script
Yeah.
thing?
Okay. This is to be added in the index.html.
Index.html. Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Okay. Now how to get the key? I will show you how to get the key. Google autocomplete JavaScript.
Hmm.
I will go search it. So I will go and see their documentation. So autocomplete for addresses and search. This is a URL
Hmm.
which I go there.
Hmm.
And here they're asking to add this API. So if you click this API,
Yeah.
it will tell you which project you want to add.
Huh.
So if you don't have this project, they will give you the link to add the project. So to add the project, and then you will get this key. And I
Okay.
set that key here, so I will get this.
Project means project name. Is that the one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Go to this URL and see what's coming in there.
Okay. Okay. Just a sec.
So yeah, so there in the URL you will be able to create your project and use this API.
Autocomplete. After clicking on that link, where did you find autocomplete? Sorry.
Okay, let me go there again. Let me go to as
Under
a
libraries, is it? Just.
loading the library. Inside the loading the library,
Got it. Hmm.
you have to click the API key.
API key. Okay, loading the library, and then yeah, click to copy. It just told me copy to clipboard.
Right. Or insert. There is insert also, right? No, you don't see insert.
Click to insert your credentials. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so project, it's just giving me something by default for
Right.
React. Yeah.
Right. So you might
Okay.
have created that project sometime in your lifetime. So
Yeah.
saved in the Google.
Okay. Okay.
So you
Okay.
can use that exactly key because every person's key is different.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you see my React app has this location part, I will open the console.log also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now there is some class name error. Let's see. Let's see what is the class name error I am getting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the container I am putting class. This should be class
Oh
name.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now if I refresh, okay, now I will put some location. For example, San Jose. I get San
Oh,
Jose
cool.
location.
Nice. Mm.
So this is something third-party library I'm using it. So as I
Yeah,
use
yeah,
this in this application, same way you can use any of the application, this
yeah.
third
Okay.
library.
Okay.
In
But
the
how
second,
do I know that what third party applications does React support? Is there a
so
link for that?
there is no particular link. Let's say if you want to do some utility, uh,
Hmm.
then before you write down your code, you have to search
Can search
whether
for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
whether someone has done it in React or not. If someone has done it, just grab it. If no one has done it, then you have to do it manually.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I will select San Jose. Once I select San Jose, you
Hmm.
will see all the information of San Jose is displayed here. So
Hmm.
maybe saying San Jose, Santa Clara County, California, United States. It
Hmm.
gives the latitude, longitude also,
Hmm.
location, latitude, and longitude also.
Hmm.
So in this project, I am not concerned with any of the information except latitude and longitude. So I
Hmm.
just want to grab this latitude and longitude. So let's go here in the place selected. I will
Hmm.
just do console.log of, I will say place
Geometry. Hmm.
dot. So to get the latitude and longitude, we have to go and grab
Yeah.
inside this object, this one. So it's place
So
geometry dot
dot
location
location dot lat.
latitude as a function,
Hmm.
and same way I will say L.
Longitude. Yeah. LON. Yeah.
Concerned with all other
LN.
data, I'm concerned with only these two.
Okay.
So now if I refresh, I will
Hmm.
say Santa Clara, for example. I'm getting latitude and longitude of the Santa Clara. If I say San Francisco,
Hmm.
I'm getting latitude longitude for the San Francisco.
Nice. Whatever we want to. Yeah.
Now I want to take this and I have to put it in my API so that I can get nearby location of
Hmm.
this city.
Hmm.
Okay, so I want to get the nearby location with distance. How many miles are each city from this location?
Hmm.
So what I will do now, I will create action. That action, I will pass this latitude longitude to my
Hmm.
API, and my
Hmm.
API will give the result. I have already created API in PHP, which will take the latitude and longitude and return the nearby locations.
Okay. By nearby means how PHP application already handles like within 5 miles, 10 miles, like that.
Right, right, right.
Okay.
So I will go into my, since this action is a dummy action, let me create a similar action. I will name it as my, maybe I can say nearby action because it's a nearby
Hmm.
location. I'm just creating nearby action.js.
Hmm.
In that I don't need this function.
Hmm.
I need this URL which will give me the nearby one.
Hmm.
So that URL is like this. I will paste it here. I will give it to you only. Don't use it in production. Only use it for your dummy
Yeah.
project because
Development work. Yeah.
I don't have a very big server to handle everything. This
Hmm.
is just
Yeah.
a learning server is there kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
And I will pass latitude, longitude here in this function. I will name it as get nearby locations, and I put latitude here, longitude here, and then here I will say my. So I will also create a constant. This constant is only for dummy, so I will save it as nearby constants. And the nearby constant will be nearby constant with first will be kind of thing I can say nearby only. This is just nearby. I'm exporting nearby constants. So this will call nearby constants. And here I will say nearby constant.
Dot sample, I think you have to remove.
Okay, I will use nearby. I will go to this location and I will get it. I will commit, and resolve will be right now. I will put resolve as a J. I will put everything which is coming. Okay, I resolve this one. So this is my action, which will go to the server, get it, and it will resolve it. It will go to this URL.
Yeah.
I have constant ready. Let's okay, it's constant, and here it is showing constant. It's okay, S and non-S. It doesn't matter. And I'll go to my reducer. I will name it as nearby reducer.js. Nearby reducer. Let's say data is the initial state. It's fine. I will, instead of my constants, I will call nearby constant, and I will put the same for now. Okay, so I will put the same right now, but later on we have to change it. If you remember, we have to use something called as
oh yeah, set name
fulfilled.
fulfilled. Yeah.
Right, fulfilled. But we will change it once I get it. I will change it. Right now,
Okay.
this one only to see it, and then I will go to
Yeah,
my
you need to
store.
see that on console.
Yeah, I will check that. That's the reason. In the right now, since I don't need my reducer because I built already the nearby reducer, so I'm replacing the reducer.
Yeah, that was anyways a placeholder. Yeah.
Right. So, and in this one is my so this one is my place. Now let's put somewhere here something here. So it's a sample. Instead of sample, I'll say nearby, and I'll say nearby reducer. And here in the calls sample, I will name it as call nearby. I will dispatch something which is in my action.
And call that
get nearby
set.
location, latitude and longitude. So I need something latitude, longitude here.
Yeah,
Which I will
pass
pass
that.
latitude and longitude here. And instead of sample, I will call get nearby location from nearby action.js. I need to call this action.js, which I am calling here, this function. So now when I'm done with this getting this latitude longitude, I can call my function, which is this function, this called nearby. So I will say this dot props dot, what is the name, called nearby, and here I want to pass two parameters. One is latitude and one is longitude. This will go to this function, which is in action. It will go to the server, get it, resolve it to J, and that will go to reducer. Reducer will, I need to add one more case statement. I need to change this one, but it will be the state.
Right.
Okay. So this application will not be completed yet, but I will do as much as I can do today, but we will complete it in the next class.
Yeah.
Because displaying, I will display here in the console.log now, but next time I will show you how to display it here. So
Okay, got it. Okay.
yeah. I will
In the
go
UI.
right. I will do San Jose. So now fulfilled is coming.
Hmm.
So let's create this as a one of the constant.
Will it, I mean, okay, so it's mostly the constant name underscore fulfilled every time, is it?
Yes, yes. Whatever we
Okay.
have, it will be like this.
And rejected. Hmm.
Instead of in my reducer, I don't need this nearby. I will just use nearby fulfilled
Hmm.
so that I can see the state. San Jose. So put San Jose. Now, if I see the state will be data, and it has inside another data with all the cities nearby,
Hmm.
and that is with the distance also. It will show distance also. Distance of 3.40 miles,
Hmm.
and also with San Jose, if you go to Milpitas, it is having distance of 6.86 miles. So we will display this all details, which data is
Hmm.
in the next class. Right now,
Okay.
so we also saw that if I see the J, let's see what is
Yeah.
coming. J is coming as this bit. Okay, let's see what exactly J is. San Francisco.
Hmm.
J is success, gate, and data. We don't need gate, we don't need success, we need only data. So instead of passing J, I will say J dot data.
Data. Hmm.
So I will be more specific in
Hmm.
passing what to be passed.
Hmm. But what does data carry? What is data?
Data is the array of all the cities, nearby cities.
Ah, okay, okay. Hmm.
Complete view. So J is
Which
having data.
is
Data has all the 30 cities nearby to it within the 30-mile radius.
okay. Hmm. 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 Okay.
There may be more, but after
Yeah, yeah.
so I given the limit of 30, so
Hmm.
30 is not displaying anything.
Okay.
So you try this project. We
Okay.
took the we started from our boilerplate only. On top
Hmm.
of it, I was doing it. Only thing I need to send you this index.html and bootstrap one.
Index.html, Bootstrap, yeah, and once this
Yeah, this will
boilerplate is uploaded. Hmm.
right. So
Okay.
that's it for today. So we will do projects also now so that you get idea. Now you start working on your project also,
Hmm.
and that way you will learn more because in real project you will find many things. Here I am solving your problem, uh, which I have already done it, but
Yeah.
real challenge will when you will do the new project and you will see, oh, how to do this, how to do that.
Right.
So that will be the challenging one. So you can start with boilerplate and start working on your project, and we will also do couple of projects here, so you will get idea of overall idea.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So another project I also want to do using Firebase. So you should next time
Hmm.
register with the and maybe it should be automatic register. Maybe we can work on that also. Once you go inside, you will get a default project
Hmm.
and can use that one. See, I got this one as a default. We can work on that.
Okay.
You may
Okay.
also have some default. You can use that
Okay.
because this Firebase is very good in keeping the data,
Hmm.
build something very a nice application.
Okay. Okay. Would you also help me choose some basic HTML, CSS based template for my admin utility tool?
Yeah, we can find out. Maybe next time
Yeah.
we'll get 5 6 minutes to get the good template for.
Or we can just do separate header, footer, sidebar, menu bar using Bootstrap template. But
And
it's just that website will grow, so I just want a theme, basic theme, so that all pages inside that website can use.
yeah, you can use your own also creating your own with the Bootstrap.
Hmm.
That be more customizable. You can have more control on it. If you get some third party, then sometimes they don't have everything done, so you need to get the help from the community. Oh, this is not working in this template. What should we do?
Hmm.
Depend on. So maybe I can say you start with your normal template using
Hmm.
Bootstrap,
Hmm.
and then once uh, once you are done with all the functionality, you can replace with any template because it's a UI. All the functionalities component will be at different place, and the layout will be at different place.
So I'll at least start with header, footer,
Right,
sidebar, and a top bar. Okay.
right, right.